We're at Windsor Ruins in Claiborne County, Mississippi.
Built in 1861 by artisans and craftsmen from New England and Europe with enslaved labor, and burned in 1890.
Windsor was once of Mississippi's largest mansions, but has become one of the state's most recognizable and iconic sites as a ruin. The remaining 28 columns and pedestals, built with stuccoed brick and topped with cast iron capitals, have withstood the elements for 132 years. However, the wind and rain have taken its toll on the columns. In the 1970s, efforts to preserve the columns ran into a lack of knowledge of historic materials and how they interact with modern techniques and solutions. Coating the columns with Portland cement stucco in an attempt to protect the columns from moisture began trapping moisture inside of them. Scraping the site of the fire debris to make it look nicer and give it a park-like setting also destroyed the potential for an in situ archaeological study. The application of herbicides to prevent plant growth on the capitals and columns has introduced an untold amounts of salts that have led to a condition known as salt jacking, where chemicals are applied in a liquid form that penetrate into the substrate of the columns, and when the salts dry, they crystallize and exert a tremendous amount of pressure on the materials, causing them to crack and fall. MDAH hired architectural conservator George Four to study the columns and recommend preservation treatments. From that report, we learned some very alarming information. The columns have lost over half of the stucco and loses another 7% a year. Every cast iron capital is broken, and we lose about 3 to 6 pieces every year. 3 cubic feet of masonry is lost annually due to erosion and deterioration, and the deterioration of masonry was significant enough in some columns that it was feared that the total collapse was imminent in more than one of them.